So, um, I was just listening to Louise Hay and uh, preparing to go to school today. As you can see, I'm on my mat. Um, I have my legs elevated to help, excuse me, with my circulation. And I'm on here because my platform and my spaces is what I have, that I know I have, available for me to release and to communicate. And I know some people, because I work a lot on my vibration, and when I share with the world, um, you can see I put on my bra. You know I didn't sleep in it. You know I did. Absolutely did not. What's this phone doing? I don't even know what it's doing. Orientation is lock, rotate device back. Okay. I don't know what happened with the device. I'm just trying to um, be hold it in a comfortable way. Um, I don't really feel a lot of comfort in my body right now. I feel a little bit better that I have released. I feel a little bit better that I'm listening to it, and not pushing it. I really pushed my physical body Tuesday, and I've been pushing it. I've been, gradually pushing it, and I know when things are growing, sometimes they're uncomfortable, and so, you know, I know that's a process. I know that's part of the process. But Tuesday, like, because I knew that I was going to be moving around more than I normally move around, and also that I had to deliver um, a message through my gift. And then I didn't realize that as I delivered a message through my gift, that I also would have to do other things too throughout the day. So that wasn't the only thing that I did. Um, but I knew I was going to be more physically active, and I know that um, I'm still improving on my physical mobility. I'm still improving on this. I'm still growing. I'm still healing, um, and because I know this, I took two ibuprofens before I left that morning. I drank my tea, like I really, really, really prepared, and it's really, really good. However, I had like a little small voice, a little teeny small voice, was very small, that was like, maybe you should go home and rest. But I had a louder voice that was like, no, you need to get your hours in of work. And then after I got my hours in of work, um, I saw that me listening to the louder voice was the best option. And when I'm saying voices, that's just my way of describing the thoughts. Because I don't want y'all to get it misconstrued, okay? These are just the thoughts. So that's my way of describing the thoughts. It was a thought. It was a small thought that was like, okay, you don't have any class after this. Go and rest, right? And let's see, that was Tuesday. Yeah, I didn't have any class after that. It was like, go and rest. But then a bigger thought was like, you need to get your hours in. So spend some time with your fellow classmates, but go get your hours in. And so I stayed on campus until 7 p.m. and I had a good time, but I had several things happen on campus Tuesday after the performance. I had students. One student in particular, her name is Farida, I believe. One student come up to me, older lady, and I had my mask on. She was like, I want to see your face. So I showed her my face. And I was behind a glass, so we were still good, you know. And she was like, you know, she has a paper that's due and she's going to need some help with the citations, you know. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, I can help you with that. And she was like, okay, when are you here? And then she asked me about my major. And, you know, we had a brief conversation at my workstation, and I felt good afterwards. Her husband was a musician, so when I told her I was a music major, you know, we connected there. She also shared with me that she goes to the gym. That was just a random thing that she shared with me. Um, but she wasn't gonna go that day because she was already tired. And I was like, okay, what gym you go to? I asked her if it was the gym at the school because I was like, I didn't get no um updates on whether they are now allowing all of the students to participate at the gym. And she was like, oh no, I go to LA Fitness, and I forgot what town she told me she went to. But it wasn't a local town. I mean, it's probably not a far town, but it's not the town that the campus is in. And she was like, oh yes, I love the sauna. And I was like, oh, I love the sauna too. I mean, like right now, a sauna would do me so freaking good. I could semi make my home feel like one. Excuse me. By turning the heater up to 90 degrees. But I did all type. So that was Tuesday. That was at the campus still. That was before 7 p.m. So we're talking about long day. And you think at 7 p.m. I would have just got on the bus and came home. But those ibuprofen, they were very effective, you know. They are effective. At, they are effective, you know. They were effective. And so I was like, I got another inkling to go to um, to go alternative route, and that's how God was guiding me that day. God was guiding me that day, like step by step by step by step. So I decided instead of going the normal route, and after seven when I left at 7 p.m., I'm gonna go an alternative route. So I went to go an alternative route, and as I was going the alternative route, another thought came. And that thought was, why don't you go and get you some pasta? You know, because my stuff is low right now. And I mean, I think saying low, it's low compared to what I have been used to. I put it like that. Um, I do have some proteins in there. I'm a little leery about these proteins because um, I did get these proteins from a pantry, and they were supposed to be frozen, but they had defrosted at the pantry itself. They were still refrigerated, but they were supposed to be frozen until ready to use. You know, so I'm a little leery about them. Now, if I soak them in some vinegar, I feel more better. You know, but I ain't got no vinegar to soak it in, so that's on the protein level, right? Um, and I do have beans, so I can eat some beans. I can eat some beans. And, you know, so I have sustenance, you know, but it's just not what I have been used to. And that's just what it is, you know. For the last few months, I would say last 6 months, I have been consuming a lot of crustacean seafood, which is like shrimp, scallops, because it has been helping my body. It's been helping my muscles repair themselves, giving myself the nutrition that I need. And I wasn't able to do that this month because I pretty much exerted my budget at the health food store, getting supplements. So I have to do both. I have to do the nutritious, like through the diet, and also take the supplements, you know, and that helps to accelerate the healing process in my body. Um, but that I couldn't do both this month, so I just got the supplements from the health food store, and when I tried to at the cash register when they gave me They gave me the total. I was like, hold up, this lady added something too much. And I made sure I double checked. She didn't double charge me for anything. And I just was like, well, I will make do. And I'm making do. We're already, what, January 30th? I've made do. I've made do. I have absolutely made do. But I've had to shift from a high protein diet to um, eating what I can. um, which has been a lot of carbs. And so, yeah. Any hoots, 7 p.m. I'm going en route. I'm going this alternative route. Um, and as I'm going this alternative route, I get the thought, go get some pasta because I didn't have any more pasta. I mean, I did have lasagna noodles, and this month I had to get creative with lasagna noodles. Like I had to boil those noodles. I had some pesto, so I put some pesto and some butter. And after I boiled them, I kind of like took the fork and shredded them up a bit to make them like almost like spaghetti. Yeah, I've been very creative here with my diet this month. Um, and so anyway, so I'm like, let me go and see now. I had no idea what the price of, and I only had like $3 left on my card, and I didn't know how much the pasta was going to be, but I knew what I was looking for. I know I was looking for a store brand. So Whole Food has a brand called 365. It's similar to Bowl and Basket at ShopRite. It is the store brand. So I was like, okay, I am going to see what the store brand costs. It's pasta. Maybe it'll be reasonable. Maybe it won't. Maybe I could get one. I should be able at least to get one. Because I know their store brand bread is like $2. So I'm like, okay, their pasta should be, too far off. So I was surprised because their pasta was actually $1.39. So I had $3. I was able to get two. So I was like, oh, I'm in the money. I think I did a live on TikTok. I was doing a TikTok live in the midst of that. So yeah, TikTok doesn't publish your stuff after you do it. I have to like go through a whole bunch of technical stuff in order to publish it. But I was really happy. So I got the pasta, 2 packs of pasta, and I'm like, but I'm in this building that I love. And it felt magnetic. It felt magnetic. I was pulled towards an artist space that I frequent at from time to time. I just, because of my schedule now, I haven't been there, but now I was literally there in the building. And I was like, let me go upstairs and check it out, see what they got going on there. Whoa. Whoa. Like their theme for the year is ritual. Their theme for the year is unseen powers. That's their theme for the year in this artist space. And I was just like, oh. So I went there and it feels like home there. Like I don't never feel like I have to watch anything. Like I feel free, I feel comfortable. It feels like home in this space there. So I stopped at the security desk. It was a different security guard there that's typically there, that's been there for the last, I guess last year when I used to frequent there a little bit more. Um, it wasn't even last year. Last year was 2024. 2024 went so quick. It was 2023 when I was going more often. I didn't go too many times last year, honestly. I can't even remember if I went at all. Maybe once or twice last year. But I'll definitely be more active there this year. Um, and so anyway, I go there. They have some literature there. I look at the literature. And I'm like, I asked the security guard, like, what do they have going on? And, they were younger security guards. So they wasn't really, like, involved with what was going on there. So with that being said, I said, let me go and see myself. So I went upstairs to the fourth floor, and they have something called Harmony Lab. I had seen the lab before, but I'd never seen anybody in it, and this time the door was open, and they were filled with musicians, and they were doing a workshop, a free workshop on that particular day. So because they were full, there was no place for me to sit inside, but because the door was open, I was able to put a seat on the outside. So I took off my coat and everything, and I sat down. One of my earrings popped out, and I was like, okay, I'm leaving it on the floor because bending down is just not an easy task for me. Currently, it will get easier. Temporarily, it's not easy. Um, Gotta be mindful of my words. Gotta be mindful of my words. It's getting easier. But anyway, I sat there and I listened to them, and I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is good." Because sometimes in my school, I feel like they're going fast, and I'm like, okay, this is good because they were just, even though it was advanced, he was going at seemed to be a slower pace, and I listened there for a while. I took a picture of the paper. I even published it, like, oh, look what I found, because, I have a whole bunch of new musician friends now, and I wanted to share with that's local, and I wanted to share it with them so they could also utilize this free resource because they got state of the art stuff. Like they have a whole production studio there that you can utilize for free. And in that little space, the Harmony Lab is just a little nook. It's a multi-level space inside of the Hain building. The name of it is Express Newark. If you are in New Jersey and in Essex County and you are an artist of any kind, you can be a visual artist, you could be a musician, whatever. You could be into film, theater, whatever. There is a full production space that you can utilize for free. For free. Studios. They even have studio space for you, and they have all of the equipment, the cameras, the microphones, everything. And Harmony Studio was filled with keyboards, pianos. So it's what they have poured into that space and made it available to the public. I want to check them out because it's a school. It's a school that I mean, they're financed by community and different foundations, but it's a school that is connected to directly. It's open to the public, but it's also a school that produced that space. So anyway, I stay there until 10 o'clock at night. Because again, I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing but joy and happiness. And I had no type of feeling like I feel today and yesterday in this physical body of mine. I felt good. And they have they call a person when they oh guys, not an installation, a resident. They have somebody, they have a musician, or I guess you would say an audio artist who is at residency there for the year from Morocco, of all freaking places, okay? Um, and so as I was leaving, this is me on the fourth floor. This is me on the fourth floor. I'm like, okay, let me go home. I did a little Instagram live to again share with my artist friends. I shared directly with my artist friend, and then I literally put on my coat. Now, I know you may think putting on your coat, okay, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal kind of for me, okay? And this is why it's a big deal for me. It's how true it is. My little thing just slipped off my This is why it's a big deal for me. Because, number one, I have my book bag, I have my purse, in my coat, in my cane, okay? My cane, all of those things, right? So I have a process. I put on my coat first, make sure I zip it up, snap it up. It's winter time. It's the East Coast. It's cold. After I do that, then I put my pocketbook on over the coat. Then after I put my pocketbook on over the coat, it's not like on my shoulder. It goes over my head over the coat, okay? I told you, Newark, and I'm from New York, so, this is how I have been conditioned to carry my purse so that it's secure. Even though ain't no money in the motherfucker right now. Oh God, excuse me. I still got insecure, right? I done farted 2 times on this goddamn laugh. I don't know if y'all have heard it, but anyway. So I do that. After I put on my purse, then I got to put on my book bag. Then after I put on my book bag, then I have to grab my cane and start maneuvering this 240 something pound body plus the extra weight I just added with the coat, the winter coat, the purse, and the book bag. Okay, and the book bag had 3 outfits in there because I decided we doing 3 songs. I'm gonna change every song. Again, this was how my Tuesday was going. A lot of physical activity. A lot of physical activity. So I do all of that. I get on the elevator. I'm about to walk out the door. And the artist who is in residency is giving a lecture to a class. So it stops me. And then not only does that stop me, the way they have the lobby set up, they have the lobby set up like a living room. Man, I put the cane down. I put the book bag down. I took the purse off. I took my coat off. I sat down and I listened. And as I was listening, they have a projector screen that's going on all day long that's showing this artist in residency and how he has traveled the world with his art, which is an audio art. And I looked at the projector screen, and then I looked at the guy that was speaking, and then I looked back at the projector screen. I looked back at the guy who was speaking. I was like, I think that's him. So I walked up to the security guard. I'm like, is that the guy? And they were like, no, that's not the guy. But again, young security. They were sweet. They just was young. They wasn't really interested in art like that. They just was at work. So I was like, okay, thank you. And then I went back and I listened to him and I waited till he finished. And it was a whole class there. So some people see me, some people didn't. One girl see me and like, I don't know, she looked like, it's almost like she got uncomfortable. I'm just gonna put it like that. You feel comfortable around me, man. I think it was just my vibe, but I noticed, because of my public safety background, I noticed everything. So I noticed she shifted because she was downstairs at first, at the bottom, at the base of the stairs. He was like on a not on a platform, but sort of like a platform. And there's stairs that leads up to the platform. So the students were all standing on the steps, but she in particularly was not on the step. She was off of the step at the bottom, kind of like so she could see the whole surrounding. And then when I came and I sat in the sitting area in the lobby, which is curated as a living room, then she seat me and then she walked up the steps and positioned herself so she could not only just see them but also see me too. Whatever. I just noticed it wasn't a big deal. Just something that I noticed. So I sat there and I listened, and then I got up and I walked around and I saw all of these different installations that they have going on there. That's how I know their theme for the year is ritual. I know their theme is unseen powers. Like, I'm like, ooh, the art world is not playing. The art world never plays, but they like, oh, you want war? Okay. Oh, you want to be negative? Okay. The art world is like, that's our military. Between if you want to come to spirituality, right? And I'm just gonna break it down, just what it is, in plain terms. I ain't gonna use all these big, huge metaphysical words. This is what it is. It's a spiritual warfare. It is more complex than just uh, God and the devil and all those things. Those are concepts that really don't describe what's really happening, right? And when you see it happening, because, okay, if you're in America, even if you're not in America, there's things going on in the Congo, there's things going on all over the planet right now. There is a lot of energy fluctuations that are happening. And so the negative things that have been empowered are no longer empowered. They are losing their power. So they are trying to grab energy to stay in power, but they're steady losing. And so it's a battle. It's a battle. It's a spiritual battle. And if you look at it from a militant point of view, it takes more than just using the right words. You have to take the right actions. You have to have different type of thoughts to overcome those old negative ways, and that's what I feel the artist world is doing. I feel like the artist world is standing up and saying, hey, we are a way to express, to be free, and to say there's so much love. There's more love and more abundance than you can ever imagine. And we're going to show it through art. We're going to express it through art. We're going to express everything through art because everything can be expressed through art, So yeah, it was like this can't be coincidental. So after that, after the class was done, and the class had dispersed. They followed the professor. The professor was there. The professor was dressed in all black, um, and the class followed the professor. I guess they went up to a classroom, maybe another space they was using. I didn't follow them up the stairs, but the artist that's in residency kind of lingered a bit, and so I took the opportunity to say something. And I said, "Excuse me, sir," and we shook hands, and I asked him questions, and he said, "Yes, I'm having an open call to bring artists with me to perform here in New Jersey and here in New York. And this is, you just scan that code right there, and you could submit your application." So I was like, "What?" So I did all of that. I did all of that. This is still Tuesday, people. I did all of that, and after I was like in the form doing the application, because of course you had to do a bio there, you had to share some of your art, which I'm a vocalist, so I did an improv sing song, and that in of itself. So that took time. I had to come up with the song, and then I had to figure out how to save it as a wave format. So I had seen wave format before, so it wasn't like, oh, what is this? It was just like, okay, how am I going to do this? So I played around on my phone. Long story short, they basically closed. I stayed there until they closed, and they were the last thing in the building, that was open. And so, the top people of the building or whatever like that, they were tipsy as fudge. And, of course they noticed me, but I noticed them, but I was so focused and so excited that I have the possibility to travel with um this international artist in residency here, and I don't even have to travel far, like just between here and there, New Jersey and there and New York. Like, what? Doing something I love to do, performing, singing. What? So I was gassed. I was so gassed, and I was so excited, and I went ahead and I figured it out. It took me a while, but I figured it out. I ended up utilizing a online app to upload my stuff, and it converted it into a WAV file. Then once it was converted into a WAV file, I saved the WAV file to my device, and then once I saved it to my device, I renamed it in the format they wanted it renamed, and then I uploaded it. But then I had to upload other stuff too, and they wanted to close the building. Like, I was out of that particular space, but they wanted to close the building, so I was taking my time. Not that I moved quickly anyway, but I literally did um my open call audition, my video open call audition inside of the lobby of the building, which the acoustics was perfect. And again, this was an improv. This wasn't even a song I've ever done before. It's not even it was just a song. It was just literally me speaking and melody. That's all it was doing. Um, and I did that, and then I was like, okay, because I could see homegirl hanging out to be nosy, see like what I was doing, and I was like, okay, let me leave the building. So Because I know they got to secure the shit. They got to make sure shit's right. I get it. So let me leave the building so you can make sure shit is right. I get it. I respect it. I've done public safety. I know it don't look like it. Sometimes I do. You see my shoulders. But anyway, so I go across the street and I'm walking towards the bus stop, and I'm like still uploading, and I don't leave from like right across the street from the building until I have completely um, uploaded and put in my application. They're like, your application's been submitted. I'm like, oh my god, yes! And so I go. I'm in a bus stop. As I'm in a bus stop, a lady comes, and you could tell people were getting off of work because it was like a bunch of people that came at the bus stop together. And she's listening to gospel music. She's listening to some chorin, and I catch the wave, and I hum a little bit, you know. And then a bus comes. I'm thinking, praying that it's my bus, because I see the city on the side. I don't see no number until it turns, but I see it's about to turn. So I'm like, yeah, that's my bus. Hey, it turns. It was not my bus. I don't know how long. I feel like I waited in that bus stop at least 20 minutes before my bus came. Some young girls come. They in their young girl era. We got to pray for our young people, because our young people are very smart, but they're also very vulnerable, because the elders, you know, the I'm gonna go a little bit to the left a little bit and talk about culture. Culturally, the elders are always available to protect and guide the youth. For the last couple of generations, there's been a disconnect with the elders, because some of the elders have gotten addicted to drugs. Some of the elders are not even here, you know, or they're locked up, so they're not available really to mentor. There's still elders there, but there's more young people that need the guidance than elders available that are giving the guidance. So because of that, because there was really, I mean, I was graced because I was raised by an elder for the first decade of my life. But then the second decade of my life was hell. And I mean, it wasn't just the second decade, but you can imagine from 10 years old, you're still a child at 10 years old, to be pushed into so much trauma and whatever. It was a lot of stuff for a 10-year-old to be experiencing. Um, it was a lot, you know. So I can imagine these children now, because I was a child that had a child. And when I had my child, there was nobody around. The elder that was around for me was pretty much unavailable, and because over something silly, you know, because of a religion, they decided to become a part of a religious group, and that particular group was like, oh well, you know, you should only deal with people that's A, B, C, D, you know, and they was just following the rules, you know, for the first time in their life, but anyway, kudos to that elder for giving me a good stability and pouring in elder wisdom into me at my very, very, very first part of existence here. You know, any hoots, you know, nowadays with these young people that are having young children, they are being programmed by the media. They are being programmed by society. And so, even though they're very smart, you know, they need to have elders to give them guidance and wisdom. And when I say elders, I mean people that are older, mature, that are healthy and whole enough to do so. They can't take no advice from the, excuse my French, I'm gonna say it though. They can't take no advice from the crackhead grandmother. They can't. What she gonna? I mean, she could give them some wisdom. Not saying she don't have no wisdom to offer them, but remember, children are not just looking at what you are saying. Children are looking at what you are doing. When I'm saying children, I'm talking about anybody from the age of birth to the age of 30. Okay, from birth to 30, you are still kind of sort of developing, and it's not to say after 30 you're not developing, but you're still, I know the legal age for drinking is 21, so you think you legal then. I mean, they say your brain is still developing until the age of 25. So if your brain is still developing to the age of 25, what's 5 years of a developed brain, of a fully developed brain? Is that a long time? No. So that's why I say 30. That's why, for me, it's 30. From birth to 30, okay? You're still pretty much a child. You're not a child, a baby child. You can make decisions. You can take on responsibilities. However, you don't have the wisdom of a 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 70-year-old because you don't have the experiences. You just don't. You just don't. You just haven't had the time. You need time to gather data and then analyze that data. You can't just have the information that somebody just gave to you and not analyze it. It's going to take time to analyze it because you got to really compare what they say to what the hell is happening. And you need decades to do that. That's why scholars study stuff for decades. That's why you don't get your PhD overnight. You can't get your PhD in 12 months because you don't need some time to analyze the information and study the information that's being provided and decide whether this information is accurate or inaccurate. So again, that's why I say from birth to 30. That group from birth to 30, they need wisdom. They need wisdom. They need love. They need all of that. They need all of that. So I see these young girls, and ironically, and they stop right next to me. And so when I realized, my phone acting up again. But let's see, my bad. What I recognize, I'm still on the floor, obviously. What I recognize is that the energy that I project off is a mothering energy, and whether somebody would admit it or not, I know it. And so people feel safe because they literally stopped. They could have stood anywhere. They could have stood anywhere and waited for that bus. It was a whole open space, but they came and stood right by me. And I'm glad they stood right by me because there's cars going up and down the street, motherfuckers looking at them. These are babies. What are you looking at them like that for? So I can't even imagine because I know how it was when I was young. And I'm glad that there's more fathers that are active. I'm glad that, there are some men that are not being predatory and wanting young girls and young, I'm glad that that's changing, but it hasn't all the way completely changed. There are still, unfortunately, predators out there. There's human trafficking that's going on. It's all type of stuff going on. So I was happy that it was more than one of them, and I was happy that they stood near me. Now, I have a vibrancy, and of course youth has a vibrancy too. So now the bus pull up and I'm like, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. These heifers is like, shut up, ho. And I'm laughing because I ain't offended by it, because I know they are just being the program. They're just being the program, and I have to look beyond the program when people behave a certain way. They didn't say it loud. They said it amongst themselves. They just said it directly after I said hallelujah. And I stayed and I maintained that vibration, and I brought that good positive vibration all the way home. And I did, I believe, a live talking a little bit about the day. And again, ibuprofen was doing its motherfucking thing, okay? Ibuprofen was doing its thing. I didn't feel nothing. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning, which was yesterday morning. And yeah, I could hardly move. I could hardly move. Now, no. Let me correct myself. Before I went to bed, it did start to wear off to the point that I got into a Epsom salt bath. I made a hot Epsom salt bath, and I did that, and that soothed the pain. And then I went to bed. So I was feeling a lot of the pain right before I went to bed. But I took those steps and I felt better. And so now I wake up and oh my God, it felt like I could see that I got no black and blues, but it felt like somebody had punched me from my waist down to my ankles. Felt like they had been profusely punched. No swelling, no black and blues, because nobody actually punched me. But how it felt. Ooh. And I was a little disappointed and a little upset because it was nice. It was 50 degrees. I was like, I want to be outside, you know? But also because of different interactions I had at the school after that performance. And I mentioned the student, but I didn't mention how there is a colleague. I don't know how long they're going to be a colleague, but there's a particular colleague who may um, deal with the arts. And when I'm saying the arts, I ain't talking about the arts of like producing pictures and music. I mean the arts of spirituality. Now you see my crystals. You see my crystal stuff has gotten a bit heavier because I have added crystals to it, and I have added copper to it, and I have added some things that I had made before to it, because again, it's not a game out there, and not everybody that's into I don't know what you want to call it. I like to call it just my cultural spirituality, because that's what it is. But people have different names, and is people have formed different umbrellas of it. So one umbrella is Yoruba, um, who deals with Ifas, which Ifas is just energy. It's just energy, you know. It's all just energy. It's just my bad, people. Every time I move the phone to the side, to turn to the side like this and turn my arm to the side, the phone be like, "You cannot change the orientation, man. You gonna have to keep it just at this angle that it's at, right?" I'm like, all right. So any freaking way. Oh, oh, oh. That was yesterday, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna drink fluids and I'm gonna rest. But okay, fluids and rest is good and dandy. However, you still need nutrition. So I did say, let me get up and make me a shake, a protein shake. I do have some protein powder. You know, it's not as much protein in the protein powder that is in the crustians. And because the crustians just have more protein, and you just process it a different way because it is in the form that it's in. So the protein shake that I have only has 14, I think 14, may have only 13 grams of protein per serving, which is not a lot, you know. 14 grams is not a lot. I need a lot more. I was consuming a lot more um, these last 6 months up until January, you know. But anywho, I'll be back on track February. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Which is just a day away. 2 days. Yeah, 2 days away. So, anyway, I get up. Yeah, it's hard to move. It's hard to get to the bathroom. It's hard to move. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a day. I'm going to rest. I'm going to drink water. And that's what I did. And then around 4 o'clock yesterday, I was like, oh, I would really benefit from a massage, you know? And I was like, dang, you know? Whatever, you know? And I rested a bit more. And then the thought came to me, um, girl, you got compression boots. girl, you got massage guns. And I was like, ow, I do got all that stuff. So I went into my little workout room. I grabbed my compression boots. I'm going to show y'all it because I'm going to get up off this floor. You got to hear. You got to hear. Because right now, because I have my legs elevated and I'm like, the blood circulating a certain way, I feel a little okay. But that's because I'm not moving. That's because I'm resting. I'm going to have to get up, I'm going to have to move. And that's, you're going to hear me. But anyway, um, I came on here to emote and to share because I felt a release happening. And because today, I was like, I want to be in school today. I want to be there. I want to be there. Why is my body not cooperating with me right now? I want to freaking be there. And I got the thought that you need more time. I got the thought that I need to take care of me. I need to take care of me. Yes, I want to be there. Yes, I want to participate. Yes, I want to learn. Yes, I want to put in my time. Now, as far as my hours are, they're done, but I still have to actually turn in my timesheet this week. So, I'm like, oh, what the heck? 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 What the hell of the hex of hex? And that's Heck, okay, not Hex, not Hex. But there was a situation that happened also on campus Tuesday. I, I'm having a little bit of food challenges, and so I had spoken with somebody Monday in regards to the food challenges. And it wasn't like I was asking them to give me a big, huge solution. I had went several places trying to deal with that challenge. So I went to a trusted confidant. One of my counselors didn't know she was out for the week. So I was like, shoot, where else am I going to go? So because of these challenges, I have people that I can go grab a snack from, and that snack will sustain me until I get home, And so I went these different places. Nobody was available. Nobody was around. So then I went to look for somebody else, and I heard how they were not there neither. And I'm like, Dad, I'm hungry. Where these people at? And so this person was like, oh, you could go over here and get food. And I was like, nah, they said I can only come there every 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm going to call them. You could go and grab something. And I was like, okay. So they called over to the pantry, and I went over there, and, the pantry is interesting. So initially, I started utilizing the pantry last semester, and I adhered by their rules, sign up, register, you know, come and get some food. But because of the food challenges, I was going every week. And then they got hip to me coming every week. And it's like, you can't come every week. You got to come every 2 weeks. I was like, okay, cool. So then I was being myself, being friendly, being open. Hey, how you doing? What's your major? Because it's students that operate the pantry, right? But the faculty that oversees them. So I'm gonna be going back and forth. So you can have the full scope of the picture. Um, so anyway, I tell one of the students she tells me she's majoring in nursing. I'm like, okay. She asks me what I'm majoring in. I'm like, music. And she's like, oh, I want to do music so bad. But my parents won't let me do it. They say I have to do nursing. Like, she shared this with me. Okay? And so I get it. I get it. I get it. I get how a person that feels like they're not being free, how they can be resentful towards somebody who is being free. And if they feel that they're in a position to do the same thing that their parents are doing to them, they'll do that. So I didn't take it personal. This was last semester when I wanted some pork skins. I'm laughing, people. I'm laughing, people, because these pork skins that I wanted, I got them. Not only did I get the one I wanted that day, and I'm gonna tell you what exactly I had to do to get them that day, but I also pretty much got them all. I pretty much got them all. I pretty much got all of them. All right, all they pretty much gave me all of those pork skins. All of them. They gave me all of those pork skins. It is funny to me because that day when I went down there, I'm getting it was a regular day. Again, I'm not coming every week. I'm coming every 2 weeks, like the rules say. I'm adhering by the rules. I didn't even know that I had to come every 2 weeks. They had to tell me that. Okay, once they told me that, okay, I'm in compliance. So I'm complying with your rules. I'm coming every week. And when I come in there, even though I'm coming in there limping, even though I'm coming in there with my hands full, I'm coming in there happy because I'm studying something that I love and I'm doing something that I love to do. So when you are doing something that you love to do, your whole demeanor is going to be different. Even in the challenges, your demeanor is going to be different because you're doing something that you love to do. And so I'm here and I'm shining, but this other person is sitting there, they're not feeling so happy because they're not doing something that they love to do. Their parents is pressuring them to do something. Their friends is pressuring them to do something. Society is pressuring them. You got to do this because you're going to have to make a living and you're going to have to take care of yourself. Da, 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 da. So they have all of these pressures. And this is a young person that has all of these pressures on them. So my happy behind coming here, and it's almost like it's confirmation for what the people that's putting the pressure on them is saying. Because even though I'm happy, I gotta ask somebody for some food. I gotta ask somebody for some help. So they don't want to be in that position. They don't want to be in a position of vulnerability where they have to ask somebody for something. They want to be able to just give themselves everything that they need. So here I am, and I grab my stuff. Okay, you can have two of this. You can have two of that. So I'm grabbing my stuff, getting my stuff, and I see the pork skins. I'm like, ooh, I love me some pork skins. Can I get those? And she's like, no. First, that's how she was. No, you can't have those. And I was like, well, why are they here? Like, what? You have another room to put stuff at that doesn't need to be seen. So you have it out here for the students to see. Why are they here if I can't have none? And she was like, I don't know. They told me to wait and da 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 da. And I was like, well, girl, just I'll just take them. You'll be all right. You don't know what happened to them. No, I could get in trouble. I could da 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 blah 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 blah. She was like, let me call, let me see. And I was like, okay, call. Well, so she called and she's like, yeah, there's a student here that wants the pork skins, and they tell her no again, and I'm like, what? I was like, we a supervisor. She was like, it's such and such. So I go straight to the supervisor, and I'm like, can I grab those pork skins? Like, what's up? Why you got them out? And they're like, oh yeah, girl, take them. You got those pork skins, right? So I was like, thank you. So they come downstairs with me. I take the pork skins and I leave. So now again, young people are not just listening to the words you say, they're listening to what you do. So she's like, I know that young girl now got a whole different perspective. She's like, wait a minute, you told me no, but then you told her yeah. Like, how can we change? Like, I know she's thinking that, and I don't know what they discussed after that. I was happy. I had my pork skins, and I came on home, and I had my food for the 2 weeks that they allot us, and I had my pork skins, and I was just like, unbothered. But I'm making a notation of it because that same student is still works there. So now, because we've had that interaction, we don't really have a connection initially, like how we had. So anyway, I see them yesterday. Was yesterday? Not yesterday. I see them Tuesday. So this is what happened. So now the staff member who had given me the permission that day, they work under somebody. This is now this semester. The person that they work under, I bump heads with in front of them. And so, because they work under that person, they feel like, oh, they need to be protective of that person. Me bumping heads with somebody is not, it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. Like, people bump heads. People are not always going to agree on something. And one thing I'm not going to tolerate is somebody trying to tell me about me. You don't know me. So you don't know what I have experienced. You don't know what I have seen. You don't know any of that because you are not in my physical body. So if I am sharing something with you, it's accurate 90% of the times. Still America, people. Still America. Oh, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. As I get better, the country gets better, right? Okay, let's say that. As I get better, everything around me is better. Everything I'm connected to is better, okay? Don't you like that affirmation? As I get better, because that's me taking responsibility, accountability for myself, and realizing anything outside of me that is directly um, uh, affecting me is a reflection of whatever is inside of me. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it do. That's what it be. So you could see the fluctuations and you could just imagine. And it's really that simple. I know it sounds like what? People can change the environment by changing themselves. Yes. Yes. People, we can change our freaking environment by changing ourselves. When I'm speaking of environment, I'm not just talking about your local community. Yeah, it starts there. It starts there. It starts with you. You then influence the people that you are personally interacting with. They start changing too because they're doing their own personal work. And if that once that is happening consistently, guess what happens? The community changes, the community improves, the community heals. Once that happens, guess what? It impacts everything else. It impacts everything else. That's how the city is going to get better. That city is going to influence another, the connecting city. That connecting city is going to come through it, and then these silly lines that they have placed that wants to separate, they dissolve. Those lines dissolve. Yeah, that can be still called that. But are we going to act different over here than we act over there? Why? Do you change? Why do you change? If you change, then who are you really? Are you changing for the better? That's like, okay, you gonna behave one way in Newark, but then you go over to Montclair and you another way? Why? Why? What's going? Who's the real you? Yeah, no, I'm the same everywhere. I'm the same here, Newark. I'm the same in South Orange. I'm the same in Montclair. I am the same me everywhere. And that's what people need to do. They need to work on themselves. The fuck you think you gonna do about the fucking White House when your shit is fucked up? The way you think is fucked up. The way you interact with motherfuckers is fucked up. The way you operate at your position of authority is fucked up. But you want to complain about somebody else doing some fucked up shit that you ain't got no control over that motherfucker? Nah, you need to start with yourself. You need to look in the mirror. You need to see what you need to adjust in yourself. And that's what I do. I notice every fucking thing. But my focus is me. And if I'm being of service, I'm giving from my overflow. I cannot pour from an empty cup. I can't. I can't. I can't deplete myself to give to you. So, with that being said, let's get back. So yeah, I bump heads with the boss. Okay. And this semester I bumped heads with the boss in front of us. So now her attitude towards me has changed. Again, you don't know me. You don't know me. But your attitude towards me has changed, right? So because now I'm a threat because I use certain words, which was not profanity, but it is a word that would use that would raise a red flag, especially inside of a corporate situation. Um, and I get that, but you've been programmed that way. You ain't gonna look at the fact of why I became defensive, because I came up there wanting just to have a conversation. When you raised your voice at me is when I became defensive. But you ain't gonna look at the fact that you raised your voice at me. You're just gonna look at the fact that I became defensive and I used strong language, and now you are defensive towards me. They are looking at it now though, because I had to bring it to their attention because of the situation that occurred Tuesday. So, Monday, I have a conversation with somebody. They tell me you could go there, you could grab some stuff. And I'm like, okay, good. I didn't even know that was available. When I go there Monday to grab some stuff, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, hi, how you doing? It's about, first of all, that person who's the person who is the boss over the students there, her her she's on the elevator when I'm on the elevator to go down there. She's going to do the same thing I'm going to do. We all hungry. We all about to go and get some food right now. Cool. But because me and her boss, and I'm not talking about the student's boss, I'm talking about the student's boss, because I bumped heads with the student's boss, then she feels a way towards me. I could feel it. I speak to her, she's very like, she ain't open. Okay, all right, whatever. I didn't even take it personal until what she did afterwards. What she did afterwards is when I was like, oh, y'all, who who do you think y'all playing with? And of course, in a corporate setting, you withhold those things. But here on my platform, I'm letting it go, and this is part of the release. This is part of the release because I'm not gonna carry that nonsense around. Okay, so again, me and her on the elevator together. She's the boss over the students, right? She's going down there for the same reason I'm going down there. We hungry and there's food there, and we go grab that food because we hungry. Okay. Now here's the funny part. Here's when it gets interesting at. A bunch of other her colleagues comes out of there at the same time. They don't work down there. They don't got nothing to do with that department. They come in from down there. Why? Why they coming from down there? Why? Oh, we all was hungry. Oh, okay. All right. Shoot. Again, I noticed it. But I'm here to get my snacks. I'm here to get my food. And the girl walked me over. Okay, you're not gonna take from this side because they got two sides in the pantry. You can grab something from this side. Girl, thank you. What's the rules over here? Okay, you could grab this. You could grab that. You could grab this, that. I grabbed this, that. You could even grab some of these chips. I grabbed some chips. I grabbed the oodles and noodles, and I grabbed a chunky soup and a water. Those are the things that I grabbed Monday. I went and I made my soup. I ate those potato chips and I drank that water, and my stomach was sustained. And when I got home, when I got home, I made that chunky soup and I went to bed peacefully, stomach full. I had enough stuff that I put. Yeah, it was carbs. Yes, it was processed. It was whatever. But hi, welcome in. I can't really pronounce your name, so I'm not going to try. And you may have to watch the replay because I ain't going to start over. And after my stomach was full, I went to bed. The next day was the day of the performance. And that was Tuesday. And so that was a long day. And I told you a bit already of how that day ended. All right now. Yes, power to the people. Much love to us all. Thank you for that love. Thank you for those good vibrations. And so after, it looks like a Chinese flag. Is that Chinese? So that's Emirates. The Emirates are calling me. And I'm coming. I got my passport. I just need a way over there, okay? And if Baba Ali brings me there, you will meet me in the flesh and get to hear my voice live. But anyway, see, I'll be noticing every goddamn thing. If I really spoke on everything I noticed, people, oh my God. All I can say is, oh my gosh. But back to the situation with this food and at the school. So now, you already know how Tuesday ended. So, after we performed, there was a professor that facilitated everything, and they were thoughtful enough to provide snacks, sweet snacks. As one of the other faculty would say, diabetes. From you ever see somebody? I'm gonna go off a little bit, but you ever meet somebody, see somebody, and it's I don't know, it's just like a good vibe. But then you because you moving and they're always moving, you never really sit down and have a full conversation with them. But every time you pass, it's like it's a good vibe. You acknowledge each other. You're like, hey, hey, hey. That's how it is with that brother right there. And I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? He was that cool. But I know now that he's that cool because he came over there, he looked over there, and he was like, I don't want none of that stuff. That is diabetes. And it made me laugh, and I was like, I know, right? We need some protein. And he was like, yes, we need some meat. So I love him. That was instant fall in love. When I see him, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I ain't know you was as cool as you is. I felt it a little bit, but I ain't know. But I know now, so I'm gonna be fucking with you every now and then. I'm just gonna come and just spend a little bit of time with you every now and then, every little now and then, because it be some going on up in these parts, and I need all the real motherfuckers. That's who I'm in alliance with. Okay, I know how to corporately behave, but I'm still gonna be me. Okay, that's how I'm gonna come at him. But anyway, he made that comment. But again, I was hungry, so I was like, "Shit, I hear you, but I'm about to go get some of this sugar." So I grabbed some of the sugar and whatever. That was immediately after the show. Of course, that's not going to sustain you, you know. So now I'm still on the campus. It's later in the day, about 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay. Oh, I could go to the pantry. I could grab something there. And when I go to the pantry, now the same girl that wants to take music is there. And she's like, you got an appointment? And I'm like, no, I'm just coming to grab a snack. Oh, well, you have to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, she gives me all these rules. And I'm like, I was just here yesterday. They didn't tell me this yesterday. Oh, well, this is this now. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to grab 2 things. You know, no, you could just grab one. You could just grab one, and you can only come twice a week. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, well, who said this? Because I just came yesterday. And so then I put it together. Oh, the lady that I was in the elevator with, who is your boss, she said it because she feels a way because I bumped heads with her boss. So now, the next day, y'all got all these stipulations to put on me. Okay. One thing y'all gotta learn is not to fuck with me. I'm not fucking with nobody. Excuse my French, but I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not looking for things that are out of fucking order. But trust and believe, because I'm really focused on putting my own shit to fucking order, okay? But if I come across professionals, if I come across people that are in positions of authority and it's out of whack, I'ma say something about it. I'ma say it in the most loving, authentic, realest, truest way possible. But I'ma say something. So I left from those young ladies. I didn't take nothing. Because I'm like, let me just go to the boss. I'm not going to go to their boss. Because, see, their boss has several bosses, okay? Their boss has several bosses. Their boss is a secretary to the guy that I bumped heads with, okay? But the person that's actually over that particular area, yeah, I don't know what she is to him, but he's over her because he's over that area. So she got more than one boss. So I went to her other boss, basically. And I went to her other boss, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? And he's like, I'm going to have to say this in the most politically correct way. They're full of shit, but what can I do for you right now? He said it politically correct, but that's the layman way. That's how he said it. He was like, they full of shit. But what can I do for you right now? I'm hungry. You give me something to eat. Shit. Here you go. Take this. And I was like, thank you. Appreciate that. Can you please address that? And he's like, I'ma say something. But they full of shit. I just want you to know they full of shit. Now, these are not the words. So don't take what I'm saying and try to run with it. Those are not the words that he used. But that was the energy that he motherfucking gave. And so, but they already know. They already fucking know. They know that I'm not going to be quiet. You know I'm not going to be quiet. Yes, I'm happy that I got this food. Yes, I'm going to talk to homegirl. And then I'm going to go back to my workstation. And I'm going to carry on. So this was all Tuesday. This was all Tuesday was a full day. Mars was in action. New moon coming for yesterday, Wednesday. Things was lining up. So, moral facts, matter of fact, not even moral facts. I expended a lot of energy. Because I had to address that. I had to address that. And I had to follow up with the gym situation. And I had to address this other faculty member who is blatantly talking shit about me for no fucking reason. Like, just blatantly, just going over to who she think is my supervisor, not realizing that my supervisor is her supervisor. She didn't even know. She thought my supervisor was this white dude. So she just go over there and talk so much about her sister. I gotta turn my back to them because I'm like, damn, I'm over here having a good time studying, studying, and I could just feel those vibrations coming from, just coming. I was like, ooh, oh, there they go talking about me again. But let me get back to my music. And it's just coming and coming and coming. I'm like, let me turn my back to you, because what's going on? Why are you so bothered by me doing nothing but studying? Why are you so bothered by me doing nothing but studying? Huh? What got shit to do with me? You see me talking with people, you come and just invade the space because you think you have some authority. Whatever. Because once you show me that you ain't for me, then I ain't fucking with you. Like, I'ma still be me, but there's more aspects to me than this cheerful, happy me. See, I worked to be this cheerful, happy me. And yes, it is natural, but I work at it because I'm from the motherfucking hood. And I'm still here. And yeah, I got some acne scars, but I got most of my motherfucking teeth. I ain't strung out on nothing by the grace of God. They put that fear into me as a motherfucking child, and that piece of fear worked. Because when they put the fear into me, I looked. Remember what I told you? You need time to analyze the information that you are given. So as I was given this fear, don't you dare, you gonna fuck shit up. If you ever try, don't you get curious about that, motherfucker. Cause you gonna fuck yourself up. This is what it had. They used to have commercials when they would crack an egg open and say, this is your brain on drugs. And the egg would be frying. They used to have slogans and shit to say that crack is whack. Okay? That was the information. That was the scare tactic, okay? That was the fear. Now I'm observing. I may observe just for a couple of years. I have observed for 40 fucking years, motherfuckers. 40 fucking years I have observed. And the motherfuckers that have decided to be curious and not believe or not be afraid and explore that shit and stayed with that shit, nah. What they showed me on that TV is what happened. And not only is it me observing motherfuckers around in the motherfucking hood, it is the observation of family members. It's the observation of close family members. I have had family members be stabbed, jaw broken, all type of shit because they decided to put themselves in those type of situations, and because they have decided, and because they're dealing with that addiction, and being stabbed was not enough for them, having their jaw broken was not enough for them, they still went. That's fried. Your brain is fried. What's going on? Unfry that shit. Can you? Luckily, by the grace of God, and from what people have told me, and I've seen people that have unfried their shit, but it still leaves scars. It still leaves scars. But you can recover. I believe, I have such a strong faith that you can, if you want to, and you do the work, you can. You can. I do. I don't believe that it's your all hope is gone. I do not believe that. But I do see the fucking results. So that's what homegirl got going on with her and shit. You can see it all over her and shit. Shit, I see motherfuckers coming in and hit her. But I'm from... Girl. The only reason why... This was a conscious decision to not be a motherfucking Lord. It was a conscious decision. It wasn't like the opportunity was not available. Multiple times, the opportunity was available. Before I was even out of high school, the opportunity was presented to me. Okay? And I was like, fuck this nickel and dime and shit. I'm going to skate my ass to school. But then sex came. So the whole point is, when they see the cheerfulness, is like they misconstrue it. Oh, she's naive, or she's this. I'm not happy because I'm naive. I'm happy because I choose to be happy, okay? I'm happy because I've been practicing my spiritual practices. I have been practicing working on myself, healing myself, and I see good results. So I'm continuing to do this. But don't fuck with me. I don't care if you got a title. I don't care if you got a position. I don't give a motherfuck who the fuck you is. Don't fuck with me because I'm not bothering no fucking body. I'm not bothered. If you bothered by my happiness, then that's a you thing. Because I ain't coming to you and asking you for shit or doing shit to you. I'm in my own little circular area. You're minding my business. And students need some assistance, I'm going to assist them. And if I can't, I'm going to send them to somebody who can. And ain't nothing wrong with that. And you ain't going to talk shit about me, then come and act like you my motherfucking friend, bitch. I don't move like that. I will be cordial because we work together. But you gonna feel the difference of my vibration. So don't come, you could come talking like this. I don't care if you change your tone of your voice, bitch. You didn't already show me who the fuck you is. You don't give a fuck about me. So therefore, guess what? You said you ain't got my back. Black woman. Ain't nothing. Shit, my own birth mama didn't have my back. Shit, my own birth mama dropped me off somewhere as a baby, bitch. And went about her business, so you think I'm worried about what you doing? Nope, but I notice it, so guess what? I like where I'm at, and the students like it. More important, my fellow students like it. So that supersedes how the fuck you feel. So I'm gonna go to your boss. Since you think you going to my boss, I'm gonna go to your boss, bitch. And everything gonna be all right. You just gonna have to accept the fact that I'm here. This is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at. So again, all of that was Tuesday, people. All of that was fucking Tuesday. Tuesday, I know I talk about all of the good stuff. I'm like, oh yes, this was good. This was marvelous. But there was some other stuff too. And I feel like, and I ain't talking about the other stuff to spread it, but I'm talking about it because I feel people get a misconception when they see me happy. When you see a happy person, don't get the misconception that they're not dealing with challenges or they haven't dealt with a challenge. Don't misconceive that a happy, cheerful motherfucker hasn't dealt with some real shit. Just because they're not dwelling there, just because they're not carrying that, because I release it, it's gone. What's today? Thursday. Today day of Jupiter. I went Jupiter today, okay? I felt overwhelmed, and I felt pain in my physical body, and I wanted to be at school today. I wanted to turn in my timesheets today. I wanted to interact with the wonderful souls there today. But I had to deal with me. I had to deal with me. And in dealing with me, I thought that I could pick up the phone and I could call somebody and I could release in to a safe space. But they were not available. And I said, okay, I still have to release. I still have to release. So where am I releasing at? I'm releasing here on my platform. I'm releasing to my audience because it's going to encourage somebody. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how, but I know by me coming on here and releasing here, it's going to encourage somebody out there. And we all need a bit of encouragement. It's the SupaTea Podcast Show. You already know the deal. You already know that the tea here is matcha tea. It's concentrated. It's healthy. Okay? This ain't hot topics of the world. Because before I could do anything in the world, I got to work within myself. I got to work within me. Before I could even be of effective service to you or anybody else, I got to work on me. That's why I'm on this floor, on this mat right now, working on me. And as much as I wanted to I could have forced myself today. I could have forced myself today. Mm-hmm. But my spirit wouldn't allow me to. My spirit said, sit your ass down. Rest some more. You need more rest. And if you are going to be of service, if you are going to release, because this release is not just healthy for me, this release is also service to you. So right now, we having a win-win situation. You might even have gotten a little bit of entertainment, right? You might even got entertained by a sister. But I got some good people. And what really felt good to me today was I reached out to a classmate of mine's, and I said, I can't do it. Please explain to them, but I just can't do it right now. I physically, I did too much. I did too much. Y'all saw me doing too much. Like, y'all see me, and they knew. I feel like they knew I was about to do too much. Because when I told my professor, I'm laughing, because when I told her, I said, I got an idea, and I want to change my outfits. Is that okay? She was like, if it ain't too much for you, sure. I don't care. But dang, you going to change your outfits, girl? I was like, She was like, if it's not too much, go for it, right? Yeah. That was just that part of the day. That was just the beginning of the day. That was not any of the stuff that I had to deal with the remainder of the day that continued to damn near 11 o'clock at night. Okay? So yeah, I was doing all of that. I did all of that. I did 3 outfit changes through the course of the performance. But again, ibuprofen and me was hanging out. I took two 600 milligrams of ibuprofen. I didn't feel nothing. I felt a little bit of discomfort walking up the stairs because although ibuprofen may block pain receptors, it doesn't stretch your muscles. So, I still have to actively stretch those muscles and work on improving my range of motion. Uh, but that's it. Do a song, go backstage, change. Do a song, go backstage, change. And the crazy part is I had to walk a long ass way to get back um, to the audience seat. Like it was some real movie shit happened in the first part for me at least. Um, but it was a lot. It was a lot of action, and that was a lot of movements, and that was just again the first part of the day. That wasn't the work part, my work shift. That wasn't now I have to address this issue happening with work. Now I'm hungry. I gotta get some food. I go to get some food. Now I gotta address another thing. Like, and then you would think after all of that, it's 7 o'clock. I would be running home. Nope. What thought come to me? And I'm so glad I listened to that thought because I would have missed that. I'm not saying I would have missed that opportunity, but I would have missed that experience. I wouldn't have met the artist in residency as of yet. And it was good to meet them that particular day. That particular Tuesday, it was good to meet them. That particular day was a good day for me to take action and put in my audition. It was good. It was just long and it was just a lot. And so I thought one day was enough, but I needed two. And the fact that I had somebody to freaking call and explain myself to, and that they were like, "You okay? I got you." That made me feel safe to release. I know I couldn't call them and dump a whole bunch of my thoughts on them. That's not what they're there for. But I felt safe, and then I went over the day, and I was like, well, how come they wasn't in this space with everybody else? And I was like, oh, because I entered into a space with my classmates, with my professor, and that space felt comfortable. But then I do remember what happened when I opened up myself to that energy before. And I was like, I ain't opening myself up to that energy again. Even not saying that it's a negative energy, but I'm just like, yeah. And I was like, where were my peeps at? My peeps wasn't even there. Why my peeps wasn't there? And I was like, yeah. And even my professor, she didn't stay there too long. I was like, what? But I was comfortable, it was comfortable. It was comfortable. It was comfortable. It was comfortable. I was laughing. I was talking. I was feeling good in the space. But that was just a moment, and I appreciate the moment. And I am going to have to work with this individual. I have to work with this individual. We got to work together. I just cannot be open to this individual like that. But we can work together. We can do some great things together. And I intend to do some great things and to be witness and part of the great things when I can participate, But I know not to be open like that, I just, boundaries. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for having the people that I can be open with. I'm grateful for this platform, which gives me an opportunity to share transparently, and this sharing is of service to someone. I have some great, amazing people that I am going to be that are part of my community, that I'm part of their community, that we are a community together. One is Lisa Nichols, and I'm going on a Zoom with her today. So I'm having a productive day, and she talks about this a lot, that how sometimes us gladiators, those of us who want to serve, those of us with generous hearts and generous spirits and big hearts, that sometimes we feel inadequate when we're not being productive. But there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance to being productive and also resting. And resting is so freaking it's important. How are you gonna serve so many people and you not even serving yourself? You're not even taking care of yourself. It's impossible to do that continuously without harming yourself. So therefore, even though I really wanted to be in school today, I really wanted to be getting the information, I really wanted to turn in my timesheet, my physical body and my spirit said no, 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 no. And me releasing, I don't know, because I'm still studying this metaphysical stuff. I'm gonna actually put back on Louise Hay. She's one another person. It's this amazing soul. She's out of the flesh, but she's still at work. She is still at work. That energy, that spirit is still at work. And she's another one of my mentors, and I appreciate her. I applaud her. She comes at the perfect time. She is up there with my ancestors. This is how much I honor that lady, because she really did this work, for herself and transformed her freaking life, and then served humanity until she decided, okay, all right, I can still serve and not be in this physical body. All right, y'all can take that physical body. So this is how she departed. I'm pretty sure that's how she departed. I'm pretty sure that's how she departed. But yeah, she is an honor, and I was listening to her, and she was going through the details of how she had different experiences, how when she started studying metaphysics, and then she became a minister of metaphysics, but she, instead of starting a church, she stayed as a free spirit and just served through her books, through her seminars. She created a publishing company, although they was bought. It's found out that they were bought, and they still use her name, but that don't mean shit. Again, the work she did and does is amazing. And so she's another one of my pillars, part of my foundational community that's always available. So she discussed how it's important to release things, and so this is what this was about. This was about me releasing. I thought my release was going to come a different way, because before I started the camera, it definitely was coming a different way. And who knows, when I turn it off, it may come back that way. But I was able, I guess, somehow to transmute and to articulate and just do it this way because it's not scripted. Shoot, I'm always rogue. Not saying I can't follow a script. I'm laughing because Lisa has Lisa Nichols has been doing 10 days of lives, and I didn't catch it until the 8th day, which was the day of my performance. And I was just like, isn't this ironic? No, let me be accurate. I caught it the 7th day, but I didn't catch the live. I caught the replay. This today is going to be the first day that I'm actually live, and it's not going to be us. It's not going to be just me watching her live. It's going to be me live with her. I'm sorry, I had to let out a joy cry. I had to let out a joy cry. I had to let out a joy cry because that's exciting. It's gonna be this afternoon. So I'm gonna be prepared. She said, put on your lip gloss, all of that. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna do all of that. House of order, tummy full, hydrated, rested, prepared. Because even if whatever happens, it's how it is. I'm not gonna put no limitations. I'm not gonna put no limitations. She says she's gonna give us an offer. I know what that means. It means she's gonna have a paid program available for us. Um, I don't know how I will participate in that, but what I do know that I have also been accepted into a leadership. I don't even know what to call it. It's not a workshop because it goes on for 5 weeks. Um, anyway, I've been accepted into that. That starts. We do our orientation February 1st. And yeah, so good things is happening, people. But all of these good things is happening. Please don't think that these good things are just something that happened, boom, in a blink of an eye, boom, overnight. Even though it may seem like that on the outside, I have been doing a lot of internal work. internal work, and I'm continuously doing internal work, and I'm always going to be doing internal work, even when even when I am the one that is supplying the pantry, even when I am the one with the big bank accounts, even when I'm the one that is kicking and doing splits and running up and down stairs and riding bikes up hills, even then, I'm still doing internal work. The internal work doesn't stop ever. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. But the more you do it, the more things change on the outside. So, do your work. Do your work. Check out my bio. The description. The description has a short bio, because I copy and pasted it into my application. Hey, I like easy people. I don't care what anybody said. I've done enough hard. I love hard things have happened in my life. That's over. That chapter is done. This is a chapter, yes, I still work, but I enjoy it and it's easy. And even if I go through temporary discomfort, it's temporary. You know, I push forward. And so, therefore, check it out. Click on the links. I have merch there. Please get you some. Get you some merch. Support the matcha. Okay? Support the matcha over here at the SupaTea Podcast Show. Get you some stuff. Okay? Get you some stuff. If you have been affected in a positive way, get you some stuff. There's more stuff to come. I'm going to be putting together classes and courses and all that good stuff. Be patient, okay? Just be patient. It's coming. I got you. For now, you can come here. You can come here Soul Food Saturdays. You can get a little bit of matcha tea for you, for your life. You can do your work. Get you some encouragement to do your work. Check out the people names that I mentioned. Louise Hay. Type her name inside of the search bar. Watch a whole bunch of stuff of hers. Listen to her stuff. Check out Lisa Nichols. Listen to her stuff. Watch her stuff. Check out Michael Beckwith. Check out Agape International Spiritual Center. Check that all out. Do you. I encourage you all to do you. Because can't nobody do you like you do you. It ain't nobody supposed to do you like you do you. Okay? Do you. Do you. Whoever teaching and that teaching can benefit you, utilize it. Put it in your tool belt. Utilize it. Make yourself and create the life that you want to live. It starts with you, boo. Thank you for tuning in to the SupaTea Podcast Show.